Okay, what is up, everyone? What is up? What is up, everyone? So, today we are going to be looking at creating a sound that sounds like access virus. So, welcome everyone to the stream. I'm Danny Xander, and today we're going to be creating an iconic supersaw sound from the access virus, using Reaktor blocks. For those of you who know what that is a famous synthesizer sound. So this sound is a staple in the trance scene and EDM with a rich detuned character, and it's perfect for leads and pads. So if you're excited about sound design, hit that like and subscribe for more Reaktor tutorials. So let's get into it. So if we're going to start off, we're going to need a few blocks to build this out. We're going to need a note in. I'm just going to start grabbing the blocks. Actually, we're going to start from scratch just to show you the basic starting point of using Reaktor if you've never used it for the first time. So when you open up Reaktor, you're going to have several different sections. One is the play section, one is the patch section, and one is the build section. So you can choose which one you want to do. In the play section, you can use inbuilt instruments inside of Reaktor. In the patch section, you can use patch together modular racks that are already built, and you just simply patch them together with the wires. And then building, you can build at the primary level, custom synths, samplers, and effects, and as well as sound design tools and samplers. So we're going to use this level because it offers the most flexibility in building. We can combine primary blocks going on a deep level with standard blocks, which gives us the most flexibility and allows us to create any sound that we really want to hear. So that in the long term, that saves you a lot of, let's say, a lot of money in terms of how much you have to spend for synthesizers. If you know how to build them yourself, then you can potentially save a lot from buying VSTs that you don't necessarily need to get if you have a sound design tool and you know how to do sound design. So we're going to go into build, and we're going to grab a note in. That's the first thing we're going to need. I'm going to go into block space, and I'm going to grab the components that we need to build out our synthesizer. So I'm going to need a note in. I'm also going to need a mix. I'm also going to need that's a mix 4. So I'm also going to need a mix control so I can blend my oscillators together. I'm going to add more than one oscillator so that we can replicate that sound of a deep oscillators modulating together. So I'm going to add 1, number 2. I'm just naming my oscillators so that we have a solid foundation and something to work from, and we know we organized our panel. We're going to do that now, actually. Right after we add the blocks, we'll organize that. So we need a VCA as well to go out, and we're going to probably need an envelope, and that's going to be our amp envelope once I connect it up. And then we're going to need probably one more thing. Let's add one more oscillator to make it a little bit more interesting. So this will be oscillator 4. We're going to connect all these oscillators up to our pitch. But before we do that, we need one more component. We're going to add a filter in here. And finally, we're going to add an LFO. So this is going to generate the core of our sound and allow us to build out a synth that sounds pretty interesting. So we're going to connect it up, connect our oscillators, and then our mix. We're going to continue our build. Move this over. And I'm going to add a filter. And then we're going to go out to our amp. And we should be getting a basic sound at this point. If I turn up my VCA amp, we should get a basic sound coming out. So we're going to test for that. So let's see. Reason when I'm not hearing anything because the volume is low. So now we're gonna adjust our oscillators so we can start to hear things. This makes it easier to hear when you change the waveforms because they start clashing. So we're going to use our oscillators to generate the sound, and I'm going to change one to a saw wave. And then I'm going to also change another one to a saw wave, and we're going to detune them slightly to create a super saw effect. So I'm going to turn off the second two. We're going to start with the first two oscillators. And you can hear that we're getting that super saw effect already. We can filter out the highs if we need to. And then we can also add in a couple oscillators. So let's add a envelope to this filter, because I want to modulate. I want to have control over the filter envelope. So, and then we are going to, from here, we're going to keep building, and might be something. Have how many oscillators? How many are on? 3 of them are on. Let's turn on our third oscillator. Let's get these in order and clean up our panel so that things are looking aesthetic, clean, and then we're gonna basically make it work. So we got our amp to the end. We've got our two oscillators are here, and then we've got our sounds up there. So the LFO can go here, and let's tune our oscillators. We're getting double harmonics. massaging it in to what we want it to be. Gonna play with that filter envelope a little bit. Amplitude to it. I like how aggressive that is. Maybe a little LFO movement on our actual VCA. Maybe not the VCA, maybe on the one of the oscillators or all of them, we can actually modulate that. Something else actually. Let's try it on the actual mix. So you can see we're just experimenting, going along here, making our sound. Okay, we're going to add some effects to finish this off, and that would be it. So we're going to add some reverb, some delay, we filtered it around, we filtered our sound, we added an envelope, a filter envelope to really shape to our taste. And now we're going to add some effects just to finish off our sound and call it a finished sound. So I'm going to go and add an effect. And let's go into the blocks. Let's pick out delay or reverb. I'm thinking a reverb and then connect that up. Sounding pretty good. I'm going to remove the extra components that we don't need, and we can call that a finished sound. We didn't end up using the fourth oscillator, but that's fine because we ended up with something that we like. So there you have it. We started with three oscillators, a few oscillators, shaped our tone with our filter, added modulation, and we started with that detuned patch. We shaped it, and we added some modulation for movement, and finished with some effects for some space. Thanks for joining me. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe for more Reaktor content. And if you want to learn sound design in depth, feel free to check out my course in the link in the description below. And next time, we'll think about maybe creating a classic TB303 for an acid bass line in Reaktor. Who knows? But I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining, and peace out.